Shelley here from the Bookkeeping Experts. We're back for more help with QuickBooks Online, and today we're going to talk to you, restaurant owners, that would like the perfect tech stack to run your restaurant smoothly, especially if you have multiple restaurants. How do you pick up the best technology to assist you running smoothly and also maximizing your profit and knowing exactly where you stand? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so we're going to go straight in this case because we're going to talk about several technologies here. We're not just going to go into QuickBooks. We're going to go straight into our PowerPoint presentation. And here we go. Okay, multi-restaurant tech stack. How to run a multi-restaurant operation with the best tech available. Now, QuickBooks Online is one of the options that you have for accounting system. Some of you who grew out of QuickBooks might be using NetSuite, and some of you might be using Xero or other software. QuickBooks is very efficient because it has several features that can assist you. You can use to manage your accounting, run financials such as profit and loss, balance sheet, statement of cash flow. You can run payroll on QuickBooks. You can also do accounts payable and accounts receivable. And when you outgrow QuickBooks, QuickBooks now has another option for you, so you don't have to upgrade to NetSuite or a different system and spend millions of dollars integrating everything. QuickBooks now has Intuit Enterprise, and it's pretty much like if you need to upgrade, it's pretty much just a push of a button and you have everything imported into the new system. So great option there, QuickBooks Online now. So keep that in mind. Now let's talk about Toast. Toast is one of my favorite software. If you don't have any other further integration, Toast will not integrate with QuickBooks. However, I do have a video that talks about how to record the sales into QuickBooks. And let's talk about what Toast actually does for your restaurant. So it's a POS. You can do ordering and also manage your labor. So all in-house sales run through here. All online ordering, ideal if you run through Toast native or integrated. Tools that it holds, menus, modifier, taxes, discount payments, payment types such as cash, credit card, gift card, and so on and so forth. And basic labor clock. So if you want to keep the timekeeping of your employees, you can use Toast. And Toast also has a payroll option if you want to use Toast for payroll as well. All right, so I absolutely love Toast. It helps you have an idea of how you're doing compared to the industry, and it gives you pretty good numbers to be able to transfer into QuickBooks. All right. So what about MarginEdge? Okay, MarginEdge will put everything together, and it does integrate with QuickBooks, which is absolutely amazing. And it's working pretty good, by the way. The integration, it runs really smoothly, really well done. It is done by MarginEdge, not QuickBooks, by MarginEdge, and they did a very good job. Now, when you decide to integrate with QuickBooks, you will need to contact MarginEdge and ask for assistance on that. But this is kind of what happens, okay? So first of all, let's talk about what MarginEdge does. So it pulls Toast sales daily, receives invoices. It could be photo upload through mobile phone, direct email, EIDI or API from distributors like such as Cisco, US Food, or whatever distributor you have. So does the cost of goods sold, which if you have a restaurant, especially nowadays, because cost of goods is absolutely outrageous. So you want to keep track of your cost of goods sold. As a matter of fact, either if you succeed or fail, knowing the cost of goods sold is the key for that. So if you don't know, most likely you're not going to succeed in the restaurant business, because you need to know exactly how much your portion costs and how much you're making, so you can run your numbers. So cost of goods sold and theoretical versus actual food cost, recipe costing, vendor pricing history. So you can take a look at the vendor pricing, if it went up by how much, what percentage, and maybe start looking for different vendors if it's too expensive, right? So combine Toast sales plus purchase data for detailed prime cost report, and it pushes vendor bills and QuickBooks Online sales journal to QuickBooks Online, and I'll show you how it works. Okay. All right. Configure Toast. So the first thing you want to do when you're integrating all these three systems, but by the way, there are other options out there, and there's other system too that you can use to for time tracking and other things. If you do catering, easy caterings, and so on and so forth. So configure Toast, revenue centers. Oh, by the way, going back. Toast does integrate with DoorDash and Easy Catering and all the other third-party apps, Uber Eats, and so on and so forth. So once it's integrated into Toast, you're going to integrate into MarginEdge. But before you integrate, we're going to talk about how to configure Toast. So revenue center, service area, dine in, dine out, delivery, bar, patio, and etc. The menu groups and items, so group items so that you can map clearly for the cost of goods sold, such as food items versus beverage like beer, wine, liquor. So it needs to be clearly separated. The payment types, credit card, cash, gift card, house account, DoorDash, Uber Eats, and etc. Taxes, service charge, tips, all of this needs to be set up in Toast. Ensure tax rules are accurate for your location. So make sure it's scheduled, like you put the right address of your restaurant so that it can calculate correctly. User permissions and reporting, limit comp discount rights, set up end of day procedures. Okay, so your closeout, your cash count, deposit slips. So before you do anything, you gotta do this in Toast. You have to also set up your chart of accounts in QuickBooks. We're going to show that in a minute. So connect Toast to MarginEdge. This is how you do connect Toast to connect Toast integration. So you're going to go into Toast and use Toast partner integration section to authorize MarginEdge. Okay, that's the first step. Then you're going to choose daily sales report, usually automatically pulls prior day's data, and map Toast categories to MarginEdge categories, such as Toast food and MarginEdge food, Toast beer, MarginEdge beer, Toast wine, MarginEdge wine. Okay, verify your daily sales. After you sync, you got to verify if it works, if it is working. Compare Toast daily sales versus MarginEdge daily sales for test day. Ensure the comps, discount, taxes, service charge show correctly. So you want to make sure both sides are showing correctly. Okay, so this is how the integration in Toast is going to show up, okay? You're going to browse and purchase integration and choose QuickBooks. Not QuickBooks, I'm sorry, MarginEdge. But like I said before, you have to map everything right. So you have to put everything in Toast and MarginEdge. All the accounts needs to match. Okay, set up the accounts in QuickBooks so you can properly integrate with MarginEdge. So those are the accounts that you need to have in QuickBooks Online, and it may vary, by the way, depending on what kind of food you sell. Right? If you have a coffee shop, for instance, it might be different. But here we have your QuickBooks Online set up. So revenue, you have the food sales. For revenues, you have food sales, alcohol sales, non-alcoholic beverage sales, discount comps, and delivery commission fees. Okay, and that is this is a contra revenue This is for like Uber Eats, DoorDash, and things like that. On your cost of goods sold, you're going to have your COGS food, COGS beer, COGS wine, COGS liquor, and COGS non-alcoholic. Like I said, depending on what you sell, you may have different things here. And other key accounts is your inventory, food, beverage, if you're tracking it, your merchant fees, gift card liability, and tips payable. All right, so your integration with MarginEdge shows, so you want to go to MarginEdge and click on your setup and then go into integration after you authorize on Toast, and then you can go ahead and integrate with QuickBooks. And once you integrate with QuickBooks, you need to set up all your accounts. We call it mapping, right? So you want to show up where the money is gonna be routed to. Okay, so and to do that, you're gonna go into accounting. This is in MarginEdge, by the way. You're gonna click in accounting, and then you're gonna go to categories and select all the proper categories in there. Now, one thing that is important, you will need to have in QuickBooks Online, a Toast clearing account. You cannot integrate straight into your bank account. This is very important because the deposits will never match, especially if you have third-party integration, such as Uber Eats, DoorDash, Easy Catering, and so on and so forth. So one example here for your accounting and booking services, accounting and booking, auto insure. Well, just go over all your expense account and select what it should be in QuickBooks Online. Okay. All right. So now you're going to set up your sales mapping. And this is very important. And some of them, like your deposit, like I said, don't send it to your bank account. Send it to the Toast clearance account. If not, it's going to drive you crazy because it's not going to match exactly. So your deposit summary fees is under merchant fees. So that's why those accounts need to be created in QuickBooks first so that you can properly select map here. Okay, so you can select all the mapping here for your sales. And then you want to do your deposits into QuickBooks. So, okay, so let me go back here. Once you select all your accounts here under accounting and sales mapping, you're going to go into QuickBooks, and those deposits, once they show up on your bank account, you want to categorize it as a transfer into your Toast clearance. You're not going to categorize as sales because the sales is going to come as a journal entry from MarginEdge. Okay, but the deposit is going to show it as Toast, but you're going to record it as a transfer into clearance. So you're not going to duplicate the sales. That's very important. So you send it to the clearance account, and the sales is going to be showing up into your clearance account, and we're going to see it right then. So once you do this, you will be able to see on the chart of accounts, we're going to go to the Toast clearance account, and it's going to be money in, money out. So once all the deposits from Toast is going to show it as a journal entry. See where it says MJ, whatever. So that's the reference number from the journal coming from MarginEdge, recording the sales from Uber Eats and all the other sales as well. And then once you categorize that as a transfer from QuickBooks from your bank account into the Toast clearance account, is going to show as a payment out of the clearance account. Okay, so it's money in, money out. At the end of the day, your Toast clearance account should be close to zero, or selecting what it is in your bank account. Okay. All right. So this is it. Let me go back to you. All right. Okay. So it's so important. I can't emphasize enough for you, restaurant owner, to use technology to improve your reporting. Knowing your numbers in the restaurant business is key for your success. I cannot emphasize enough. I always talk about your point of reference. Any kind of business, you need to know your point of reference. You need to know your numbers so you can, run smoothly. And not just that, set goals for the future so you can continue growing, not stay stagnant for the rest of your life, or even worse, go under. Because a lot of restaurants are going under. And the reason why is because they're probably not having the right numbers. They're probably not using the right technology to run their restaurant. So we are here to help you. If you need further assistance with that, we do offer assistance. You can hire us to do your bookkeeping. Yeah, you help you with your integration and one-on-one tutorials as well. So contact us. I'm going to put my information down below. And if you like this content, please subscribe to our channel. You have no idea how much it helps. It helps a ton. And give us a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, write down below. We'll be happy to answer those questions to you. Thanks for watching. I am so happy you spent this time with me today. And I hope to see you next time. And until next time, keep on smiling.